Let's just talk about the car, first of all. The 2021 season car was held back by regulation. You decided, therefore, that you were going to focus a lot of your attention last year on this car, the 2022 car. What are you expecting from it? How big a step forward is this car versus last year? And what are you expecting it to deliver, therefore, when it comes to track position?
First of all, nice to be here. The 2022 are probably the biggest regulation changes that have ever happened in Formula One as far as chassis rules are concerned. So it's a brand new car for everybody. It goes to a ground effects car, which means the air goes under the car rather than over the car. And, I've said many, many times that this is our second year in a 5-year plan to get to be fighting for world championships. I recognize what it takes, putting the right people, the right tools, the right processes is in place to be fighting for world championships. We're currently under construction, building the greatest new state-of-the-art Formula One campus. Last one was built 19 years ago. It'll be, as I say, the latest, greatest. So getting that part of the tools, we've been hiring, like any other business, maybe Formula One even a little more so. It's all about having the best people. We've hired about 300 people in the last 2 years. So all this is on our journey to be fighting for world championships. As I've pointed out many times, this is year 2 of a 5-year plan.
Yeah, and your son, Lance, is piloting one of the cars alongside Sebastian Vettel. Vettel actually podiumed in the last season. Do you expect to be getting a first-place finish? Will you win a Grand Prix in 2022? And also, how do those two get along? Do they work well together?
They work extremely well together. There's a significant difference in age. Lance is just in his early 20s. Seb's in his mid-40s. So Seb has a lot of experience. Lance, even in his early 20s, did his 100th Grand Prix last year in Abu Dhabi. So he's now getting the time he needs as well as his exceptional speed. But they do work well together. They're great, great teammates. As far as finishes go, listen, as I say, for us, it's early days. It's our second year of what I told you is a 5-year journey. So, listen, it's all new set of rules. We don't know where it'll all play out, but we'll find out very shortly in 6 weeks at the first race in Bahrain.
Can I ask you if you think the new rules are going to make it more exciting as well? Because, when I first started watching Formula One, there were 12-cylinder, 10-cylinder engines that boomed. You could feel it in your chest. It was exciting, and that's really what drew people to the sport more than the kind of drama of the interpersonal relationships. As we get closer to Formula E, I don't know what's going to bring in the fans. Are they going to at least be passing each other?
They will. I mean, let's be clear. Formula One as a sport has never been greater. Just at the last race in Abu Dhabi, we had 180 million viewers. It was the largest viewing audience of any sporting event in the world in 2021. So Formula One itself has never been in a greater place.
Lawrence, Formula One as a sport. Can we just talk about that for a moment? You talk about Abu Dhabi. Michael Massey's decision at the end of that race, for many people, turned Formula One from a sport into entertainment. What do you think about that?
Just to finish answering the first question, I do agree with you that V12s and V10s and those visceral Formula One cars had a very, very special appeal. Clearly, as automotive manufacturers, there is an electrification component to our future. So I do believe that the hybrid system that we currently have, with a great combustion engine and electrification, it's clearly, and I agree, not quite exciting as a V12 or a V10, but understanding where the world is going, probably the right thing to do. As far as Michael Massey is concerned, I'd rather not comment. He's a person who I believe tried his best. I don't believe there was anything more to it than a decision. Whether the decision was right, whether the decision was wrong, I don't believe a decision was made to cause more drama in the sport.
Lawrence, can we pivot to the really fun stuff, which of course is your bond issue? You canceled it for the F1 factory. I'm curious how you plan to fund the development of that factory and the wind tunnel.
I think Formula One racing is a lot more exciting than the bond issue, by the way. But on the note of the bond issue, I had a much better alternative. We did a financing arrangement with Canyon, who financed the whole project instead of what was originally going to be only one part of the factory. We have 3 buildings that form the campus. Canyon and I have a long-standing relationship, and they stepped in and chose to finance the whole thing.
I want to ask about the DBX. I absolutely love the truck. I'm not like a Gen Z jalopnik hater. But I wonder when it's going to get, or if you can give it, a really strong hybrid drivetrain. I know right now you've got the 707 out, which has immense power. But would it benefit from a battery in addition?
What we do is we listen to the customers. When we very successfully launched our original DBX only 14 months ago, and in our first full year of production in 2021, we took 20% of the luxury automotive segment. That's an incredible feat in one's first year in business. We also, in listening to the customer, our customers said, listen, we love the vehicle. We think it's the best looking SUV, certainly the best driving SUV, drives like an Aston Martin sports car, much better in comparison to others. However, we would like a little more power, or even a lot more power, more performance, which is what we know how to do. So we came out with the most powerful and most performing, not only horsepower, but the most performing new suspension, new gearbox, new underpinnings, the most high-performance SUV in the sector. It'll outperform anything else, including sports cars, even though it's an SUV. So we listen to our customers. Our customers telling us first, we want more performance. What the customer is saying at the moment is a distant second, but we are doing regardless. In the next 18 months, we will have a fully hybridized DBX SUV that will have significant, if not greater performance to our 707 with a hybrid electric system. By the way, not only the DBX, if I could just go a step further, we will have all our cars. So we've already introduced 3 mid-engine cars that are electrified. Our famous Valkyrie, the Valhalla we introduced in June at Goodwood and again in Pebble Beach, and our straight 6 DBX, which we sell in China. So we already have 3 electrified vehicles we sell at the moment. We will also be bringing hybridization to our front engine program as well as our DBX in the next 18 to 24 months.
Lawrence, I've got 30 seconds left. You were 7th last year in the Constructors. What are you aiming for this year?
Better than 7th.
On that note, we will leave it. Great looking car.
As I said, it's a journey.